and visitors usually only show up every few drawn. We hope that our newly deployed exploration probe fleet will not only gather information for us, but inform other races of our presence here as well. You know, it's funny. We hadn't heard from the outside galaxy in a whole genasa, and then the Melmo may come by and sell us a probe, and just a few hundred locations later, you show up. Oh, the probes? Right. Well, like we said, just a short time ago, a race called the Melmo may stopped by. They said they had acquired some information revealing our existence, and they wanted to study us if we didn't mind. In fact, the Melmo may said they would pay us for the right to do so. I guess they are biology nuts or something. Anyway, in exchange for our information, they gave us a probe vessel. Years? Oh, you mean drawn. Well, let's see. There was the Melmo May just a few rotations back, then we go all the way back over 3 drawn ago to the Urquan and the other milieu guys. The Yuli and the Draw, I think. Let me remember. That was a long, long time ago. I was only a nymph then. Oh yes, that's it. The Sentient Milieu was a cooperative association of sentient alien species. The Yuli, the Draw, the Taelo, the Melmo, the Foz, and the Urquan, who lived across a wide section of the galaxy. They talked with us fairly frequently for almost half a drawn. Then suddenly, the visit stopped, and we haven't heard from them since. Yes, there was another race, a highly sophisticated species of shaggy giants who made repeated trips to our world over a period of several drawn. They even installed a broadcasting satellite in orbit around our world, which let us talk with them whenever we wanted. They were called I'm sorry, I can't remember their names. It was a long, long time ago. I wish I knew more of the information you seek, Traveler. But we last saw the Shaggy Ones just over 39 drawn ago, and very little from that era has remained intact in our history chants. Hold on a minute. Let me consult with Associates Joyce Lifting and Solomon Plummet. Joyce Lifting, who has a better memory than I, recalls that the Shaggy Ones were described as being worried. They were always hurrying from place to place, seeking knowledge as though they were in a desperate search for some important secret, some answer to a question that they never shared with us. Solomon Plummet remembers that the last time the Shaggy Ones visited our world, they came aboard a great circular starship, one even larger than your own. They had discovered their answer and were leaving to go somewhere, and they didn't tell us exactly where somewhere was. No, I have told you. One moment. Joyce Lifting transmits. Joyce Lifting has remembered something else, though it does not relate to the Shaggy One's question, answer, or departure destination. What my associate communicates is the description of a set of 10 worlds, unlike all others. The Shaggy Ones either discovered these planets, or, this is garbled, assembled them? We were told the planets were, again this is confusing, organized in some pattern which in some way alluded to the Shaggy One's ultimate fate. One of the worlds was described as orbiting one of a pair of blue stars not far from here. Another of these worlds circled a large white sun. That is all we can remember. Oh my! I forgot! You creatures see in the visual range, and can see we can't see them. What I mean to say is, they are, we use them when the male and the female, well look, I'd rather if you didn't ask about them, okay? especially not in front of Sol and Plummet. She's shy. Do it, if you are interested. In exchange for information about the life on Source, the Melnorme offered to give us a remote exploration probe. It would roam the galaxy gathering information and contacting alien races, and when it had filled its data storage units, it would return here and reveal to us everything it had learned. Our probes do not attack. They have only defensive capabilities. Offensive behavior is not part of the instructions we programmed into the probe. To do so would be reprehensible. Sure. What would you like to know? Sure. It was a difficult task for us, since we'd never done anything like that before. But for the most part, we just adjusted its standard program, which went something like scan for targets as defined in target list. If no current target, then select new target from the current targets list using specified priorities. If current position is at current target, then set current behavior to new behavior based on behavior priority settings. Perform current behavior. Okay, that's the basic program. I said it was simple, and here are the tables used by the program. Target list with associated target priority. Space vessel 5. Transmission source 4. Astronomical anomaly 3. Planet-bearing life signature 2. Raw replication materials 1. Probe behaviors with assigned priorities. Communicate 5. Record data 4. Analyze data 3. Seek replication materials 999. Move to current target 1. That's it. That behavior was hard-coded by the Melnorme. We couldn't mess with it. Essentially, the probe will only fire its weapons if it has been attacked and cannot communicate with the attacker. No, the probe is armed with a battery of missiles. It doesn't use its electrical discharge device in combat. That's impossible! It's inconceivable! The electrical discharge device is used only for breaking down raw replication materials into their component compounds for easy gathering. Okay. From the Melnorme Traveler Traders, it was catalog item 2418, Remote Self-Replicating Robot Explorer Probe, the economy model. The Melnorme traded it to us for data on the life on Source. They said the information was unique and was worth, I don't really understand our units of exchange, something like 10,000 3 dots or something like that. Fortunately, that was exactly the price of their catalog item 2418, Remote Self-Replicating Robot Explorer Probe. 2 or 300 rotations, I guess. It was sent on a 500 rotation mission to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no catalog item 2418, Remote Self-Replicating Robot Explorer Probe, had gone before. Well, we're not hardware people, so we only know the theory. What happens is that while the probe is exploring space, whenever it's not doing something more important, it hunts for asteroids and similar space junk, zaps it into its component parts, absorbs the debris, and when it has enough raw materials stored inside, it manufactures a perfect replica of itself. So even though we only bought one probe, by now there should be hundreds of probes, maybe even thousands. Sure. What would you like to know? I'd be glad to. You see, the probe has the capability to seek out raw materials, process the raw materials into component compounds, collect the compounds, and then, when it has a sufficient supply, it can build a duplicate of itself. We decided that since we had only one probe, we should change the replication priority and crank it up so that there would be more probes sooner. Well, the factory setting was 2, in between movement at 1 and analyze data at 3. I told Joyce Lifting to set it a bit higher. Let me ask him what he set it to. Oh, my! That was a bit extreme, wasn't it? Joyce Lifting told me he changed it to 999, the highest setting on the dial. I'm pretty sure the way it works is that every time a behavior is completed or interrupted, the program selects a new behavior based on the defined behavior target priorities and what kind of target is currently selected. I think a really high priority would cause a probe to focus its attention on that behavior. No, it cannot. It is not programmed for hostile behavior. What is your reasoning? The probe seeks raw materials and processes them in preparation for replication. The answer is simple. It would spend more of its time seeking raw materials for its replication process. So what? I don't see what you are getting at, but I'll play along with you. Like I said, alien ships are the top priority target. Once a probe scanned a ship, it would instantly move toward it. Then, when it got to the ship, it would initiate communication automatically. When communications were terminated, a new behavior would be selected and... a new behavior would be selected. And since the replication setting was set to maximum, the probe wouldn't get time to pick a new target. It would use the current target, the ship, for raw replication materials. It would process the ship, break it into component compounds with electrical discharges. Oh no! What have we done? Traveler, you must tell us what we can do! How can we stop the probes from destroying all life in the galaxy? No, not Catalog Item 2418, Remote Self-Replicating Robot Explorer Probe. The model of the recall transmitter was Catalog Item 2419, and the Mel Normé said it was out of stock. Why yes, there is! You're a genius, Traveler! Why didn't we remember that? Oh, there's a problem though. How are we going to transmit the code? Well, while we ponder that problem, at least we can give you the code sequence. That way, if you run into a probe, you can destroy it without getting shot at. The Drawn is our primary unit of time. It lasts for an interval equivalent to 4 million rotations of our planet. A Drawn is subdivided into 2,000 Dranasa. Now please, our turn! Will you tell us about yourselves? The Urquan? The long brownish guys from the milieu with all the eyes and arms? They used to come visit us regularly about 3 Drons ago. They told us about all the interesting things they found from their scouting missions. They were really nice. Why do you fight with them? But the Urquan were such good guys. They had lots of interesting things to tell us about, and they never got impatient with our questions. Well, I guess a lot can happen to a species in 3 Dron, like turning green and evil. That must be great. to leave your planet and roam the stars. You don't know how monotonous living on a gas giant for 3 or 4 drawn can be. Clouds, clouds, clouds. Wind, lightning, clouds, clouds, clouds. That's it. We know a lot about clouds. If you've got any cloud questions, ask us. We have over 800 different symbolic references just to describe them. Most of the time, when we aren't eating, we hover around and talk about what the clouds look like. Of course, the only things we know about are clouds, food, and other slilandro. So generally, that's what we think the clouds look like. Yes, that seems to be the pattern. Just about everyone who comes by here says they developed on a world a lot like that. As far as we know, we're the only sentient species who's ever evolved in the atmosphere of a gas giant. Of course, from what we know, most travelers like yourselves don't have much interest in gas giants, so maybe there are others like us Slilandro out there somewhere. Okay, but please, can we talk about you some more later? Goodbye, human fluid sac. Ah, human traveler, we have news. One of our probes finally returned home, and we have been able to reconfigure it so that it will seek other probes and broadcast the destruct code sequence. We expect the population of probes will decline swiftly. Thank you so much for showing us our error. We feel very badly about the inconvenience it has caused others. Goodbye, human fluid sac.
We are not hostile and seek to establish friendly relations with your species. Engaging self-destruction circuitry.
I had itchy paws this morning, Captain, and here you are. Now, what can we do for you today? What would you like to sell, Captain? The 116 units of biological data we downloaded from your ship earn you 232 credits. What trade items would you like to buy today? How much fuel do you wish to purchase? Fuel transferred to your vessel. The technology we are now offering includes plans for building blaster weapons twice as powerful as your ion bolt guns. Please remember that these weapons consume energy from your combat batteries faster than your familiar ion bolt guns. You may wish to compensate for this by building additional dynamo modules for your flagship. The technology we are now offering includes specifications for constructing modifications to your planet landers, which will double their speed. What else would you like to buy? It has been a pleasure dealing with you, Captain. We look forward to your next visit.
Ah, our human friend. Please, let us chat a while. It has been so many years since I last visited your Earth. So long since I glided across your open fields under the light of a full moon. Tell me of Earth. Tell me of what I have. Oh, I forget myself. How silly. You were born on the distant world Unzervault. I have visited there much more recently. Farewell, child. Hello, my... Very very The prospect of sharing the easy way with you excites us. If you have found the Urquan warp pod, this prospect can be made a reality. What a surprise! As we have always said, humans are a most resourceful and clever species. We are so proud of you, but don't worry that you shall have to wait. We are prepared. Even now, our technical personnel are equipping your ship with a custom version of our portal spawner device. The device is usable only in hyperspace. Whenever it is activated, the spawner will focus several interdimensional fatigue beams adjacent to your vessel, opening a temporary hole into quasi-space. Move quickly through the portal. After your ship has passed into quasi-space, you can choose any of the nearby portals which lead back to hyperspace, thus saving you needless transit time. Be keenly aware of this fact. The spawner requires a great deal of energy to function. We estimate that each time you use the device, it will consume 10 of your fuel units. Goodbye, clever child.
Good to see you again, Captain. There's something I think you should know. Good news, Captain. With no announcement, a small fleet of Arilu Lalile popped into space adjacent to our starbase, scaring the hell out of the Deep Raider operator. But right now, I could kiss every one of those pale little weirdos because they gave us 3 skip vessels. Also, we're receiving a priority distress call from the Zokfat homeworld at Alpha Tucanae. The signal was urgent but extremely weak. The only portions of the transmission that we can be sure of are help, Black Destroyer, planet under attack, help, worse than Zabranki, whatever that means, and finally, help. Good work, Captain. The analysis reads as follows. Subject, quasi-space portal spawner. Data, device is a hybrid of different alien technologies including Arilu and Urquan elements. Our tests show that this device temporarily creates a weakness in the fabric between hyperspace and a different unidentified dimension. The energy cost for this process is extreme, and since the unit's power supply is self-contained, we cannot estimate how long it will remain functional. Summary: use of this device will permit a starship to make transit to a different dimension. The hazards and benefits of this process are impossible to gauge without field study. The next entry in the analysis is Subject Hyperwave Broadcaster, Umga Design. Data: this unit is capable of generating extremely intense hyperwave transmissions, though it is otherwise similar to our own casters. Summary: this thing would be great for practical jokes. She could scream boo from an Oort cloud to scare the pants or whatever off of everyone in the system. If you used it in hyperspace, there's no telling who might hear you and come running. The next entry in the analysis is Subject Slylandro Probe Destruct Code Sequence. Data: this is a complex sequence of program instructions using an encryption sequence similar in some ways to the Rolling Fung algorithm. Summary: when a Slylandro probe approaches, open a hailing frequency, wait for a response, and then transmit the code. That's the end of our scientist's report. We shall await your return, Captain.
are the Urquan Korra. Your presence here is premature. We fight the Khazar for supremacy of doctrine and possession of the Samatra. When the battle is won, our task is simple. We cleanse. You are the filth. Seeing that I represent your imminent death, as well as the termination of your entire species, I think your fear is well justified. Nonetheless, you require cleansing.
Our savior, you have rescued us from certain destruction.
Howie baby, that was a close one.
The black ship appeared in orbit several days ago and began raining down bolts of destructive energy on the surface of our planet.
Fortunately,
We were able to focus our planetary shield to deflect the energy blasts away from our cities.
unfortunately,
Large sections of our planet's beautiful wilderness have been annihilated, entire ecosystems destroyed.
oh, that makes me really mad. I mean, attacking helpless, intelligent alien species, that's one thing. But toasting our cute little wood jukes and tree narfs, that is really low.
If the black ship had been accompanied by others of its kind, we wouldn't have been able to stop the rain of destruction. They would have killed us all.
Well, in that case, better those jukes and narfs than us, right?
Captain, it is clear that in matters of war, you are more capable than ourselves. With this in mind, we would like to give you our 4 finest starships and crew. I hope they bring you many victories.
Try not to lose them all right away.
No, we have nothing new to report.
Nope, not a thing.
It's been pretty quiet, Captain. Nothing new to report.
Are you crazy? What about the Fungi Championships?
Why should we tell the Earth Captain about that? He wouldn't be interested.
Oh, yeah? How do you know?
Because I'm not even interested. Nobody with any brains is interested in Fungi.
Well, what about me, huh? I love Fungi. It's a sport of kings.
Gee,
Oh, all right. He wouldn't know any of the teams anyway.
goodbye, Captain.
See ya.
What a coincidence. I was just talking about you to the Teal Varese captain. They expressed great interest in your explorations and struggles against the Iroquois. But, like all Varese, I'm afraid they were hesitant to introduce themselves for fear of, well, frightening you. In any event, it is our pleasure to meet you once again. Now, what can we do for you today? What would you like to sell, Captain? Your ship's log indicates that you discovered the whereabouts of 3 of the rainbow worlds, which so fascinate us. In exchange, we will give you 1,500 credits. What trade items would you like to buy today? How much fuel do you wish to purchase? Fuel transferred to your vessel. The technology we are now offering includes specifications for constructing modifications to your planet landers, which will double their speed. Ah yes, speed. An excellent choice for the relentless hunter and craven coward as well. These modifications are simple enough to be put in place immediately. Your landers should be properly equipped in no time. The technology we are now offering includes details on how to add point defense laser systems to your flagship. These little babies are great for defense, but because of their limited range, they may not make a good offensive weapon. However, the more you build for your vessel, the more damage each laser strike will do. The technology we are now offering includes plans for building improvements to your planet landers, which make them resistant to hostile alien life forms. Our reinforcement procedures on your landers are complete. Now, provided your crew will stop putting their hands out the windows, they will be much better protected against hostile life forms. The technology we are now offering includes blueprints, which show how to increase your lander's cargo space to double its present volume. I hope this makes your resource gathering more cost-effective, Captain. The technology we are now offering includes blueprints, which show how to add double capacity fuel tanks. We hope that these improved tanks will make more module slots available on your flagship, which you can fill with other, more useful equipment. The technology we are now offering includes plans for improving the rate of fire on your lander's stun ray bolt feeler gun. After some wild game, Well, the changes we made should really make a difference. Unless, of course, that wiring went in backwards, in which case you won't be able to shoot at all, or take off, for that matter. Don't worry, Captain. We stand behind our work. If something goes wrong, just bring it back to us, and we'll fix it pronto. The technology we are now offering includes details for building modifications to your planet landers, which make them resistant to earthquakes. With the addition of these safety belts and heavy-duty shock absorbers, your lander occupants should be much safer when an untimely earthquake strikes. The job is complete. Your landers are ready. The technology we are now offering includes plans for adding auto-tracking modules, which improve the aim of all your weapons. You are preparing for a mighty battle, eh? Well, let me give you some advice. You should consider using multiple tracking modules, since this will greatly improve your aim. However, never add more than 3 to your ship. Any more would be useless. The technology we are now offering includes plans for adding improvements to your planet landers, which make them resistant to inclement planet weather. A little superconductive spray paint, and presto, your lander can sustain a direct hit by a lightning bolt without crisping the passengers inside. Usually. Since the job is so easy that a nymph could do it, I expect all your landers will be treated in less than an hour. The technology we are now offering is everything you need to know to assemble modifications to your planet landers, which make them resistant to planetary hotspots. What else would you like to buy? It has been a pleasure dealing with you, Captain. We look forward to your next visit.
I suppose as a courtesy I should extend an appropriate greeting. On behalf of the Ootwig Proctors, I truly hope for your sake that your day has been better than ours, although this really isn't saying that much. What good would that do? I mean, why should we? We agonized for hours, wondering if it was a cruel twist of fate or simply a serious case of butterfingery. The lifetimes that have been spent in the pursuit of the elusive answer to this deceptively simple question has driven many of us down the dark road of self-destruction. Indeed, even as these words strike the ears of any who care to listen, the real question is, does it matter? I cannot say. I wallow in a quandary, unable to determine what better atones for my part of the great sin. Should I engage in slow and painful self-termination? Should I commit myself to a long life of painful self-flagellation? Should I throw myself with enthusiastic verve at the problem of collective annihilation? I do not know. Even now, my mind writhes in anguish of indecision, lest the outcome be inadequate. All right, I'll try. But you know, it really doesn't matter. After all, we have a famous Ootwig saying, when one loses the reason for existence, one tends to get less motivated. This goes hand in hand with the painfully appropriate credo, we broke it so we are paying for it. Of course, this isn't really accurate. The situation is so much more hideous. Imagine, if you can, holding within your hands the answer, only to have it taunt you with its former potential. Ah, cruel irony. The loss of the Ultron grieves us all. Bah! It doesn't matter. Besides being of no concern to you, I find discussion of this matter, well, distasteful. The Ultron was not the only thing which assures total and complete meaning of life for you and I. It is universal. I'm sure that you two are aware of this thing, if only in legend. It granted us all limitless power and knowledge. It has been since, well, rendered inoperative. We know nothing of this species that you mentioned. However, while we are on the subject of evil and powerful species, we have encountered a particularly gruesome race that seemed to come from the direction of Arcturus. When we hailed them, they responded with mighty weapons that sent our delegation to their deaths. Lucky fools. The aliens' dark, crusty battleships are capable of guiding spinning mines into almost any location, and should an enemy get too close, a fiery corona emerges to inflict fearsome damage. In our skirmishes with the race who called themselves the Core we found that by using our own shielding capability, we could sweep through the mines, absorb the corona, and then get close enough to the dark ships to give a lick of our own. In truth, however, they are very powerful and ruthless. When the Core started to press toward our home world, we thought that our deserved punishment was being administered. But then, a mystery?
they suddenly became disinterested and veered away. Bah, confounding frustration. With the Ultron, I could speak knowledgeably on this subject. To have this quality torn from our grasp emphasizes how meaningless our existence really is. This lack of meaning is what drives my species to the serious contemplation of a quick end. Your query once again painfully reminds me of the Ultron and what it was for the universe. I could tell you all and correct all that is wrong in the universe. All I can tell you is that the Korra live to kill. Their stated purpose is to seek out new life and new civilizations and then annihilate them. We seem to qualify as such, and that is why it is puzzling that after pursuing us with some tenacity, they suddenly turned away and headed toward Craterus. All this speculation would be unnecessary if only we had saved the Ultron. It would not have taken much. A diving catch, a thrown pillow, even a fuzzy wumpus would have broken the fall satisfactorily. Indeed, a panel convened to analyze the possibilities concluded there were at least 623 ways that the Ultron could have been saved if we had been prepared. Let us cease our discussion concerning these matters. As do we. Go now with neither malice nor joy.
Once again, we meet to exchange valuable tangibles. Isn't this fun? Now, what can we do for you today? What would you like to sell, Captain? The 9 units of biological data we downloaded from your ship earn you 18 credits. What would you like to sell, Captain? Your ship's log indicates that you discovered the whereabouts of 2 of the rainbow worlds, which so fascinate us. In exchange, we will give you 1,000 credits. What trade items would you like to buy today? The technology we are now offering is everything you need to know to assemble modifications to your planet landers, which make them resistant to planetary hotspots. With these new ablative plasma heat shields, your crew will be substantially safer on hot worlds. But like all our lander modifications, this protection is not perfect, so remain cautious. Since the changes to your landers are straightforward, your landers should be fitted with the heat shields by the time you return to your ship. The technology we are now offering is plans for building Hellbore cannons, a weapon much more destructive than a simple blaster. Captain, just a suggestion. Hellbore cannons are energy gulpers, so unless you want to have a long delay between shots, I would suggest you add dynamos or even Shiva furnaces to your ship. The technology we are now offering includes details on how to develop Shiva furnace modules, which generate energy for your combat batteries twice as fast as your standard dynamos. I am certain you will appreciate this new module, Captain. With it, you should be able to destroy and devastate twice as fast as before. Commander, that is the limit of the new technology we can offer you. If I may say so, you have been an excellent customer. Thank you. As you know, in our many centuries of star trading, we Melnorme have come to learn much about what happens in our galaxy, both now and in the ancient past. We have also kept records on the diverse alien races in your region of space. We will share this crucial knowledge with you for a fee of 75 credits per informative fact. No refunds. The Zokfotpik are a friendly co-op of 3 alien species, all native to the same world. They are presently suffering severe collateral damage from the ritual combat between Lurquan and the Korra. While this is unfortunate for the Zokfotpik, they have been forced to abandon many of their worlds. This close proximity to the inter-Urquan war will give them insights into the conflict, which will be of great use to you. In addition, the Zokfotpik met the Chenjesu early on in the war, and are eager to make allies who can protect them from their enemies. In case you are interested, the Zokfotpik homeworld is at coordinates 400.0 by 543.7, Planet 1. What else would you like to buy? It has been a pleasure dealing with you, Captain. We look forward to your next visit.
Captain, I'm glad you made it back in one piece. A fine job, Captain. Goodbye, Captain.
spirit voice rings within my soul. It tells me that I must give you something to aid you on your noble quest. What, spirit? What must we give this young human? Mineral resources? No. Important secret? No. Starships? No. Then what is it, spirit? Spit it out. What? That thing? Are you sure? Okay, here you go, Captain. Take this clear spindle. It is an ancient and powerful device, built by the precursors hundreds of thousands of years ago. What does it do, you ask? I haven't the slightest idea. Auspicious portents and serendipitous omens have foretold your arrival. Welcome, alien guests, to the home of the gentle and playful Pecanque, children of the cosmic light, hobgoblins of joy, seekers of spiritual truth, and other neat stuff like that. Yes, we know all that. We are not known throughout the galactic sector as powerful psychics for nothing. Of course, we already know the answer to this next question too, but we enjoy conversation. Why have you come here? The fight, always the fight. We Pecanque are yin and you are yang. I suppose the problem is that the Earthborn are a little more yang than you are. Well, be that as it may, we are sympathetic to your concerns. We were not always the mystical, aloof, and yet caring, enlightened beings that we are now. If need be, we can still kick some serious butt. Let us unite and form an alliance. We will provide you with all of the crew, ships, and resources you desire. We will give you... Wait! I sense that you are offended by our crass material offer. Yes, I am ashamed. Any warmongering species could offer this. We are the Pecanque, children of the stellar breeze. We shall give you what all others could not, the greatest of gifts. We shall give you our love. Ah, you are speechless. Do not talk now. I can feel the energy connecting us. Let us part while the silence remains. Farewell. But wait, before we go, as a small token of our love, not as a material gift, mind you, we give you 4 of our meager ships, fully crewed. Good luck. Whoop-de-dee and Charlie-bazoo! What a good day I am having! First, my nestmate surprises me with extra fat and spicy grubs for early meal. Then I am complimented on my fine display of ceremonial tongues. To top it off, I encounter the human friend, loved by all Pecanque. Can things get any better? Number 4. You are an open book to me. Ah, how quaint your little life is. So refreshing. Anyway, I see in your future that you will be jumping across the galaxy through dimensional doorways which are at your beck and call. This ability you shall receive from a mysterious and yet somehow I sense lovable alien race called the Arilu Lande, or Laliu Arile, or Lupiloo Happy Day, or something like that. Also, I sense that you will have 14 children and die at an early age. Ah, vague omens and mysterious portents, tangled webs of fate, intertwined with the branches of destiny, blown by the capricious winds of happenstance. News, actually there is some news. It just so happens that it has come to our attention that Jova and Kazon, the two gods of the Ilrath, may actually be a hoax. We don't know who this hoax would have been perpetrated by, but it seems someone has used these fictitious gods to send the Ilrath down on us. Goodbye, Captain! When the crystal spheres once more rotate into harmonic union, we shall meet again. The stars are in auspicious alignment. The various significant moons are in the correct houses, and ambient psychic energies are in balance. All is well, and the universe is at peace. Well, actually 2/3 of our civilization has been decimated by the Ilrath, but besides that, all is well. It is good to see you again. Goodbye, Captain! When the crystal...
Attention, alien starship. You have arrived at the central trade world of the Crimson Corporation, home of the Druge. Be welcome and take advantage of our excellent deal. Our sensors reveal that you have one of our more powerful hyperwave casters on board your ship. Have no fear, Captain. It was abandoned on the Burvixi moon, and by our law, it belongs to you. However, we are fond of the device and wish to regain it through trade. Give us the caster, and we will give you all the fuel your ship can hold. We note you possess the Vortex Spawner. In exchange for the simple device, we will give you 3 Muller starships, and fill your fuel tanks at no extra charge. This is the heart of our operation, the vital core of the Crimson Corporation. 1 million deals are made here each day, perhaps more. You would be wise to take advantage of all our services, Captain. You will not find better deals anywhere. We are prepared to make a deal. Very well. Since this is your first time trading with us, Captain, allow me to explain our standard operating procedures. We will sell you fuel, ancient artifacts, even our own Mauler starships. All that we ask in return is that you assign some of your crew to serving here at our trade world on a permanent basis. Excellent. Let us begin. Our inventory presently includes the Rosy Sphere, an ancient precursor artifact of unrivaled beauty and mystery. Yours for the amazing bargain of only 100 crew. The Trident of Wimbley. Not just one, but fully 3 mystic prongs give this artifact its awesome capabilities. Are you strong enough to master its power, or will it master you? Cost? 100 crew. The glowing rod. What unearthly powers will you gain when you hold this coruscating step high above your head and scream, Kayi, Laiki, Lai? And it can be yours for only 100 crew. As always, we also have an unlimited supply of exceptionally high-performance starship fuel at a cost of 10 crew for 10 units of fuel, as well as a freshly assembled Mauler starship, which we will trade for 100 of your crew. I stride to the sphere's containment vessel and pull it slowly from its ancient cradle. The dust of centuries has made a gentle well. There, it has come free. Now, into your hands, I place the ancient sphere. Do you feel that, Captain? Has the warmth already penetrated the skin of your hands into your soul? Well, it soon shall, Captain. Just keep trying. Are you sure? As you wish. Return soon, Captain. Your patronage is appreciated. Greetings, friend and fellow explorer. I am an officer of the Crimson Corporation. We are the Druge. We are delighted to make your acquaintance and hope that we can do business together. Should your desires be similar, please hurry to our main trading world at Zeta Persei 1. Until we meet again.
Hello, Captain. Before we proceed, I wanted you to know, Captain, I have an unpleasant topic to discuss with you, but this needs to be resolved right away. There's some kind of wild rumor blowing around the starbase that you have sold your own crew to the Druge as slaves. Pretty crazy, huh? Look, Captain, I know you would never do anything like that, and I'm sorry I even had to mention this. But now I can assure everyone that this is just one of those damn fool lies that get spread during wartime. Thank you for your patience, Captain. Wow, you really hit the mother lode this time. The analysis reads as follows. Subject, rosy sphere device. Data, the specimen is 5 centimeters in diameter, perfectly smooth and composed of a blood-red translucent substance. Tests show that it has atypical ferromagnetic properties, but is utterly non-conductive. Summary, probably a precursor tool. Function, unknown. The next entry in the analysis is subject clear spindle device. Data, the object in question has no clear use or means of activation, but does have superconductive characteristics between 18 and 22 degrees centigrade. We suspect that it is a precursor manufacturer, but we cannot be certain without extended study. Summary, in all likelihood, this object is part of a larger device whose capabilities remain unknown. The next entry in the analysis is subject hyperwave broadcaster unknown design. Data, this technology is new to us, but though a bit primitive by Alliance standards, is capable of generating a very strong signal. Summary, should you wish to call someone in hyperspace or send a message through a mile of steel, this baby will do just fine. That's the end of our scientist's report. Blow up an Urquan for me, Captain.
So, what's this? An unknown alien species. How wonderful! Someone new to fight. We, the Tradash of Culture 19, famous Urquan combat brawls, know well the value of a good fight. Either you win and prove your superiority, or you lose and are vanquished. If the vanquished is lucky, it may survive to learn an important lesson from its defeat. This is the way of the Tradash. We fight and learn and improve. All other cultural schemes are inferior. This is a proven fact. What have you to say before we begin combat? Talk, bah, talk is for sissies. Weaklings like those of Culture 14. For 10,000 years, we Tradash have fought and died, learned and improved. Then, along came Culture 14, which claimed that all this perfect method was wrong. That each time we violently transformed to a new culture, we inevitably blasted ourselves back at least 500 years in development. Some people just cannot accept the cost of progress. Indeed, the foolishness of Culture 14's peaceful whining was revealed when they were conquered by Culture 15 after only a 10-year reign. And did the change to Culture 15 set us back 500 years? No! 2, maybe 300 years tops. The short span of Culture 14's reign is objective proof that as a way of life, peace is a failure. Hostility? Har, har, har. We are not hostile. Hostility is unwarranted aggression. If you want to know about hostility, let us tell you about Culture 12. Culture 12 was so hostile that while they were on their way to their first great battle, Jugka, the battle master, stepped on Newskull the tactician's foot, causing him great pain. The annoyed Newskull turned on his battle master, Jugka, and sliced his body in half. This missed Jugka's troops, who took it upon themselves to murder Newskull and his elite troops. The real trouble started when now dead Jugka's master sergeants, Moo and Putt, started arguing about how to kill Newskull. Simple crucifixion or the slower lead tattoo technique. The argument was resolved when Mood and his 500 troops were slaughtered by Putt and his gang. Well, this probably all would have gone down in history as a great day of learning for Culture 12, were it not for the surprise arrival of Culture 12's original enemy, the Yajog and his cronies, who wiped out Culture 12's army, thus beginning the long and glorious Culture 13. Now that's hostility. We, on the other hand, merely want to kill you. What? More talk? It amazes me that you ever got out of the orbit of your home planet. Yak, yak, yak. Yammer, yammer, yammer. Very well, we will talk for a moment. Our Culture 19 is the most formidable ever to appear in Tradash space. Admittedly, we said something similar about Culture 18, but it is true. With our rather swift defeat by the Urquan and subsequent enslavement, we realized that it was time for a change. A new culture had to be established. So of course, we began a thermonuclear exchange to decide who would lead this new culture. We were all quite disappointed when the Urquan in orbit above our homeworld launched waves of fighters who intercepted all our missiles. The Earthwan explained that slaves were not permitted to engage in such destructive conflicts. So my people, being superior, introduced a super lethal poison into our opponent's water and air, thus ending the conflict. The Earthwan were not particularly happy about this resolution, and killed all our leaders, which, under other circumstances, would have started a larger inter-Drapash war. But the Earthwan appointed new leaders, apparently chosen at random, and explained that further disobedience would result in the destruction of our species. Frustrating, huh? A foolish question. We are their slaves, dope. What else would we be? When the Earthwan first appeared in our space, over 50 years ago, coming from the direction of the Ophiuchi stars, we attacked them with gusto, zipping in to fire our Mark 6 blasters, and then theoretically zipping back out to prepare for another attack run. Unfortunately, before we could zip out, our ships were either blasted to smithereens by the Earthwan's fusion bolts, or were picked apart by the swarms of Earthwan fighter vessels. You may wonder why we didn't use our afterburner to escape. The answer is simple. 50 years ago, our ships had not yet been modified for this enhancement. It was not until 2143 that maintenance engineer Rion invented the afterburner effect. When he accidentally stuck his cigar in the aft fuel valve of the ship he was working on, Waboom! The ship took off like a barn out of hell, and Rion was fried to a crisp. Yes, we remember Rion with much fondness. Of course, we have refined the device, and now that our entire fleet has been fitted with the Rion afterburners, perhaps now the Earthwan will let us fight at their side as true battle thralls. We wanted to. Oh, how we wanted to! After all, we were the first battle thralls the Earthwan enslaved in this part of space. We thought we had priority, but the Earthwan thought we were too weak to hold our own in the upcoming battles, so they left us here to guard the flank. If only we had been stronger and less troublesome. Another reason the Earthwan wouldn't take us with them was because we kept picking fights with the new battle slaves, like the Ungablabis or those religious idiots, the Ilrath. Where did they go, you ask? This is a secret, of course. We can't tell you. If we told you that they were fighting a secret war against a mysterious invader, you might find some way to use that information against our masters. So forget it. No secrets. What? You leave before the lesson begins? We have so much to teach you. Let us show you just one thing. It's called the surprise attack.
Fool, wit, loser, baby, idiot, dummy, loser, jerk, wimp, dummy. Stupid, fool, wit, baby, moron, jerk. Baby, idiot, dodo, wit, dummy, worm, dodo, worm, idiot, dodo, loser, moron, dummy, jerk. moron, worm, loser, dummy, jerk, loser, worm, fool, loser, stupid, baby, dodo, idiot, twit, idiot, worm, loser, twit, worm, loser, stupid, fool, moron, baby, wimp, jerk, fool, moron, idiot, dummy, loser, jerk, wimp, dummy, baby, jerk, wimp, idiot, stupid, wimp, moron, dodo, fool, moron, fool, dummy, worm, loser, fool, baby, worm, twit, loser.
Oh, what a laugh! You are the least battle-worthy creature I've ever seen commanding a starship. We are the Urquan fighting slaves of Culture 19. Please don't run away. We wish to be your species' new role models. Unfortunately, to do this, we may need to blast you into your component atoms. What foolish stupidity! Why, that's as dumb an idea as... What did you say? Attack the Urquan's enemy? Help them win their war? Why, that's an excellent idea. I'm glad I thought of it. We shall marshal our forces and leave at once. Stupid, human, pitiful, weakling dog. You have been helpful. So as a reward, you may leave alive. And when we return from our glorious campaign, we may even honor you with a retelling of the many great battles we shall certainly win. Until then, get lost! The Urquan will be mightily impressed by our combat prowess when we blast their enemies from space. We build up a charging fury. Stay out of our path. Bruno, you don't know the meaning of Pluto until you've heard the story of Culture 3. How Bruno was Culture 3, you ask? Culture 3 was so brutal that they maimed, tortured, enslaved, and in general brutalized themselves. You see, Culture 2 had made a virtue of stoic resistance to pain, stubborn fortitude, that sort of thing. So when Culture 3 came around, they had a problem. How were they going to impress everyone as being even tougher? Their answer? They would arrive at a battle, stand on a tall hill where everyone could see them, and chop off one of their own limbs. Then they'd wave it around, screaming and shaking it at their enemies. It worked. It scared the hell out of their opponents. They ran like crazy. You could tell who was a real war hero back then by how few arms or legs he had left. Warparade were quite different too. Instead of sturdy old warriors walking slowly past their reviewing stands, they tended to roll, but at a good clip too. you, an inferior alien, this may seem bluntly stupid, the product of a sick, primitive society. You couldn't be more right. Culture 3 was, as you can well understand, only the third Thrabash culture, and was therefore far from the tempered perfection you have encountered here and now. Perhaps, after we have made you our slaves, we can accommodate your wishes. Until then, we are strong, you are weak, and we hate weak. We do not need weak friends. We only want slaves and teachers. Since you have nothing to teach us and refuse to be our slave, then you are our enemy. Such logic must be obvious, even to a stupid being like yourself. What? You say what? Foolish, pitiful, small-headed being. We will destroy you and everybody on your ship. Our individual skills, our superior fighting chips, and our objectively correct political views are sure to greatly impress our Earthwalk masters. To arms! To arms! We like secret weapons. We will now give you the opportunity to give them to us.
Greetings, fellow carbon creature. May your roots always be well watered. Oh yes, we have a strong cultural bond with the Utwig. They have been the foundation around which we have grown our star-faring culture. We are not only allies, but we are also friends. You should go meet with them. They could use some excitement. You see, they are a little depressed and morose right now. Usually they are most festive and fun. They broke their Ultron. The Druge, the cruel, salad trading race who sold the device to the Utwig, called the device the Ultron, and claimed that it would give the Utwig superpowers. Unfortunately, the Utwig believed the Druge and bought the Ultron. However, the device did make the Utwig very happy. Of course, we didn't tell them what we really thought of the Ultron. That they were vapid fools to buy a piece of junk for a planet's ransom. We went along with the falsehood, and in doing so showed our own stupidity. Then, one sad day a few years ago, the Utwig Proctor dropped the Ultron during a particularly energetic and festive ritual. Now the Utwig are morose and depressed. They feel they cannot ever achieve greatness because they lost the powers of the Ultron. They even gave the broken device to us, saying that they couldn't stand the sight of it anymore. We are worried that the Utwig are so depressed that they may use their ultimate weapon. Here, you take the Ultron. Maybe you can do something with it. We thought that if we could get the Ultron working again, it would cheer them up. So, we tried to figure out how to fix the darn thing, or at least get some of the flashing bits working again. But for all the Druge's falsehoods, the Ultron is some kind of artifact, and we could not synthesize the necessary replacement parts. Perhaps on your journeys, you will find the elements necessary to repair the Ultron. Then you could give it to the Utwig, and maybe they wouldn't be so depressed.
We would not bother to acknowledge your presence, but you find us in a state of moderate depression, instead of our normal cycle of self-destructive tendencies. Yeah! Should I set my gaze upon such a sight, I might suffer sleepless nights for years on end. It is a symbol of the collective Utwig failure. It is our ultimate tragedy. Ah! Every divot, every crack on its surface is etched forever in my soul. Remove it from my sight, lest I purge my... Hey! That is not the devastated Ultron. It is the image of the Ultron before. A trick? A trick? Oh! I had no idea that any species could sink so low. How dare you try to manipulate me with that cheap stage prop? Why, it's not even... Hey! Wait a second! It looks like... Can it be? Yes! It is! A miracle! Oh, happy day! Joyous occasion! You have our eternal thanks, good Captain. You will be immortalized as the blessed figure that delivered unto us our future. We will revere your very likeness. Let me take the Ultron. Yes, I feel the link, the knowledge, and the power. It seems that there is much to do. Indeed, it seems that you should proceed to the second moon of the sixth planet of Zeta Hyades and take what you find there. We no longer have need for it, but the Ultron reveals that you will. I thank you for your part in the grand scheme. We now recover that which is ours via destiny and proceed to perform our essential service for the universe. But wait! The Ultron throbs and whistles. Matters of significance are being relayed to our brains. It has been so long since we communicated with the Ultimate in such a manner, but slowly the truth is revealed. Our destiny. We have been directed to join with our Supak's allies and attack you! No, wait, that's wrong. Sorry. We attack your enemies, the Urquan and the Korra. No, that's not right either. What? Oh, okay. We must strike only the black ships, only the Korra. Now, Captain, we must leave to prepare our battle fleets. Wish us luck. Suddenly, I am overcome with embarrassment. I possess the distinguished honor of addressing the legendary Earth Captain. Please excuse my lack of proper facial appliance. This occasion ideally calls for me to don the expression of ultimate gratitude. I am compelled by the forceful emanations of the Ultron to describe the appearance of the mask. Its foundation is composed entirely of a matrix of beetle secretions and trubifern in an intricate and complex texture. The process is extremely time-consuming, since even the best-trained beetle colonies will build 1,000 rejects for every successful foundation. Alas, it will be many years before any of the Utwig will be able to wear such a mask. There is much for us to do. May the Ultron be with you.
fancy meeting you here, Captain. We, the appointed representatives of the Crimson Corporation, merely come to obtain the fair and reasonable payment for our goods. We traveled to this region of space years ago to sell the useless Ultron device to the Ootwing. We knew even then of the weapon on the surface below us. This was to be our price. But the Ootwing used a clever ploy to cheat us. I had convinced the morose Ootwing fools that the Ultron was the answer to all of their pitiful dreams. Powers? The Proctor's wine. Will it give us the powers we crave? I assured them that, yes, the Ultron would give them the second sight. The Ultron would allow them to see into the past and the future. The Ultron would slowly imbue each of them with unique secret powers of great significance. The Ultron would ensure that their race's huge potential for greatness would be fulfilled. Then a mistake was made. Enough foolishness. We will take the precursor device from the surface and then leave. Thereafter, I may see fit to bequeath the entire planet to you, Captain, for your invaluable services in the past, provided you leave now. Liar! It is we who are the genuine owners, not you, Captain. Those many years ago, when we offered the Ultron to the Ootwing, how they capered and laughed at their good fortune. Fools. Then they begged to hold the device, just for a moment. To close the deal, I permitted this. A grievous mistake. The moment the High Proctor touched the Ultron, her body arched and her eyes rolled back in her head. She began to babble meaningless phrases and howl like a beast. We had expected the Ootwing to fall for our sell, to buy the useless device, but never with such gusto. Their self-doubt and lack of clear reason left them vulnerable to our every manipulation. But then, the Proctor's body relaxed, and her eyes slowly closed. When they reopened, her visual orbs shone with a wild and frightening light. This is all we could have dreamed of, and more, she intoned. And now, Drew, as to your price. I opened my mouth to speak, but before I could utter a word, the Proctor interrupted. Wait! The Ultron feeds your thoughts directly to me. Do not speak. I know what you desire. What could I say? That the Ultron was a farce and could do no such thing? I was stunned and silent. The Proctor continued. You Druids of the Crimson Corporation desire an object of great antiquity, something of secret function and value. Very well, it shall be done. And with that, we were led to a small vault. The Proctor ceremoniously opened the door of the vault and explained that because we had been of such great service, all of the treasures within were now ours. Inside we found a hodgepodge of ancient and useless artifacts, a glowing rod, an absurd trident, and more such junk. I could see no way to salvage the disastrous situation at that time. But when I heard of you, your travels, and your foolish quest for freedom, I realized that you could be the agent of our justice. And lo, it is so. You have heard our justification. It is valid and unassailable. Now go, and do not return. No, you will not. We know your soul, young captain. It is no brighter than ours. We acknowledge our greed, We revel in it! You are the dishonest one, hiding your shame in shadows. You fabricate justifications, rationales. In the end, we are just the same. But now you stand in our way. You will not be moved. Therefore, we will add your true name to our ledger of hatred. But first, die, child, die!
Worm. Idiot. Stupid dummy. Stupid jerk. Stupid jerk. Wimp. Baby. Moron. Dummy. Quit. Worm. Moron. Dummy. Quit. Worm. Stupid. Fool. Fool. Dummy. Stupid. Baby. Wimp. Moron. Dummy. Moron. Jerk. Idiot. Baby. Jerk. Wimp. Dodo. Fool. Loser. Dodo. Dummy. Fool. Dodo. Dummy. Wimp. Dummy. Moron. Wimp. Fool. Idiot. Fool. Loser. Idiot. Dummy. Wimp. Dummy. Stupid. Idiot. Wimp. Loser. Moron. Loser. Worm. loser, stupid, worm, dodo, worm, dodo, baby, dummy, worm, jerk. Loser, dodo, moron, stupid, dodo, dummy, dodo.
Go, go, go. Go, go. 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 Go.
Your arrival was predicted by our soul crystal's vibrations. We already know why you are here and what you need from us. However, etiquette requires that we act as though we are ignorant of your desires. Now, what can we do for you today? What trade items would you like to buy today? How much fuel do you wish to purchase? Fuel transferred to your vessel. Very well then. What would you like to sell, Captain? The 14.1 units of biological data we downloaded from your ship earn you 18.2 credits. What trade items would you like to buy today? How wonderful, Captain. While you probably believe that the Shofixti are extinct, having caused their sun to flare with a device identical to the Utwig superbomb, the truth is not so simple. There yet exists a chance to resuscitate this meta-marsupial species, though it will not be easy. The problem at hand seems simple. Bring together two Shofixti of different sexes, and the carnal gymnastics proceed. Given the short gestation and maturation time of the Shofixti, you will have thousands of the creatures in 10 years and millions in 20. Finding a male of the species is easier than fluff. Simply visit the Shofixti's blasted star system at Delta Gorno. Captain Tanaka, or its sibling, Katana, shall greet you on your arrival. A warning. These warriors are old and fly in barely functional ships. If they mistakenly identify you as the enemy, do not return fire. Retreat and try to talk with them on their own level. The females of the species will be more difficult to obtain. The only supply of such remaining in the galaxy is at Alpha Cherenkov 1, included as part of General Zex's bizarre and beloved menagerie. Fortunately for you, Captain, Zex is considered, well, perverse by his fellow bots. This is because Zex actually enjoys the presence of human beings. To acquire the Shofixti females, you will have to appease Zex, or kill him. What else would you like to buy? It has been a pleasure dealing with you, Captain. We look forward to your next visit.
Captain, I'm glad you made it back in one piece. Before we proceed, I wanted you to know, a race of plant creatures called the Supocs have arrived in your absence, Captain. They offered use of their ship designs and will supply you as many starship captains as we require. I, of course, accepted their offer immediately. Also, a small contingent of Utwig has visited. After spending a few days setting up our fabricators to build their Jugger starships and providing us with a few capable commanders, they departed. Captain, if you continue to build such strong alliances, we will surely win our battle against the Urquan. I don't mean to criticize, Captain, but wouldn't it be more efficient if you could return with larger loads? The analysis reads as follows. Subject, Utwood bomb device. Data, analysis has yielded little information about this device, largely because of our technicians' unwillingness to open it or even remove the bomb from your ship. That aside, here's what we know so far. The device is correctly defined as a bomb, one of enormous destructive potential, but it's not of Utwig origin. Nothing about it relates to the technology we see in the Jugger ship. We believe it to be of late precursor origin, though it somewhat resembles certain Chenjesu technology. Its original function? Probably a planeteering tool for dispersing unwanted moons. Summary? Unless there's a strong reason to do otherwise, do not activate this device. Leave it alone. Any experimentation should be conducted at least 12 astronomical units from this starbase, and preferably a bit further. The next entry in the analysis is subject, hostile alien creature. Data?
This is newly promoted junior scientist Hawkins reporting. Dr. Chu, he's the leader of the section. He's still in sick bay. He's been there ever since that thing took a swipe at him and he got too close to the cage. I guess it's got like triple jointed arms or something with spikes and razor plates all over. The data? Oh yeah, right. The subject is a xenoteratomorph, a big honking one I might add. It eats everything, plants, animal tissue, wood, ceramics, plastic, asbestos fibers, several types of metal chairs, a desk, and about half of everything a security officer wears. What it doesn't eat, it chews. And what it doesn't chew, well, it breaks up into tiny little pieces. What? Summary? Oh yeah, summary. The sooner you get that thing off the starbase, the less likely it is that thing will get loose and kill us all. I guess that's it.
That's the end of our scientist report. Return soon, Captain.
Attention, choose Aryan metal. though most of my sensory instruments are malfunctioning. My mass indicator shows the huge size of your vessel, revealing you are none other than a disgusting old Quan slime wad. I am the glorious Show-50 warrior Tanaka. You killed my father, my mother, my many brothers, all 6 of my sisters. In fact, my entire species. Prepare to die! You limp, bloodless sack of decaying flesh, Urquan! You die! Die! Ah, so, the cowardly slug spawn has returned. You were most fortunate last time, you hideous, toothless freak. But this time, I shall surely destroy your vessel, you slithering eater of putrid devils. I will hang your withered reproductive organs from my posterior monitor. Yay! I see you're back for even more humiliation. You flatulent Urquan Pusscup. Why, you wallowing, phlegm-filled, grunty belly licker, you... Hey, Urquan never insulted me before. Who did you say you were? Yay! What a fool I am! When you failed to launch fightercraft, I should have guessed. Just one of those mistakes you make in war. Suddenly, your words ring in my ears. Captain, is this true? Have the Urquan been destroyed? Has the ultimate sacrifice of my people resulted in freedom for the Alliance? Defeated warrior! A worthless shell! I must die! Right what? My race is dead. My world is an airless rock. And I've seen all my sunrounds at least 100 times. My life is over. I have already picked up a nice asteroid to smash into. So if you don't mind, I'll just go and kill myself. Unless you want to annihilate me yourself. To fight again? Against the Urquan? Yes! But no. I cannot leave my homeworld unguarded. I will remain here and keep a solitary vigil. Goodbye. Greetings, Captain. It is good to see you again. Nothing new to report, sir. I guard the homeworld. I seek revenge against its destroyers, the Urquan, and their vile battle thralls. I await the return of the hero Dakan, and the rebirth of my species. On my way home, I encountered a Vox intruder. Before I destroyed it, the Vox was able to affix some of those vile lipid things to my ship, and I had to return home at a greatly diminished speed. I did find one thing interesting, though, as I skimmed to the edge of Yehat space. I dropped into Zeta Sextantis to recharge some of my depleted energy cells, so I moved into the extreme inner system. There, right next to the sun, I found a very strange planet. It messed up my sensors somehow. That's why I could not recognize your ship at first. I'd never seen a planet like that before, so maybe you should investigate. During my battle with the Vox, I decided to employ the weapon, but I guess I used too much gusto, and the switch broke. My people blew up the sun! Or at least they caused it to flare like a nova, destroying the many hundreds of hierarchy vessels that had invaded our system to enslave us Shokitsky. I wasn't here when they made the sun flare. I was assigned to a Yahat squadron as a forward scout performing deep recon in Mycon space. We were sent to investigate reports of unusual Mycon activity around Beta Brahi. I was the first ship to enter the system. My scanners showed a small fleet of Mycon clustered around the planet, conducting a test of some device. The unit was small, not even half the size of my ship. When the Mycon activated it, a glow began to radiate outward. I crept closer to get a better look. Suddenly, there was a flare, like a newborn sun, blinding me and overloading my sensors. When I recovered my vision, hours later, the Mycon and their device were gone. I was able to effect repairs on my sensors and depart the system, but I had been cut off from my squadron and had to travel home alone. Good hunting!
Ah, human visitors! What a treat! I am Admiral Zex. Please, do not be frightened. Unlike the rest of my species, I enjoy humans. You may know me by my reputation, my leadership of Vox forces during the war with your alliance. I assure you that this behavior, a sad necessity of those times, belies a much kinder, gentler being. Please, be welcome. We can get to know one another, expand our interspecies relationship. But wait, how silly of me. You aren't here for polite repartee. You have come for my show-fixing maidens. Ah, such a good question. But you always were a bright species. I will explain. After the Great War, in which I played some small part, the Vox High Council, in recognition for my services, granted me this planet, so that I might pursue my hobby without disturbing the general Vox populace. I am a collector, you see. I have the finest menagerie of beautiful creatures in all space. Animals? Oh no, Captain, not mere animals. My menagerie contains only the most beautiful beautiful creatures in the galaxy. Each of my children, as I like to call them, has a wonderful set of traits which make them unique and special, especially to me. I have a complete variety of beasts from as far away as Procyon and Vega. No, this is not just some zoo. I have worked diligently for many years to craft my menagerie, to gradually improve it. Perhaps you can't tell, but I am rather proud of it. Alas, there's one creature, one gorgeous animal which I do not yet possess. I would give almost anything for that creature, Captain. What an interesting proposal. I never would have thought of such a wonderful idea myself. You are a genius, Captain. In answer to your question, yes, I accept your offer. Deliver the creature to me, and I shall give you the show-fixing maidens. I will even provide you with a clue to finding the creature's native planet. My source for this information is an ancient wildlife handbook written millennia ago by some unknown alien author. The pertinent passage goes as follows. Demise. It basks in yellow light within the constellation Lynch-Na-Plo. We have translated Lynch-Na-Plo to mean approximately the long, thin creature who has swallowed the huge beast. I am afraid this is all that I know. I hope it is sufficient. A most excellent piece of news. My chiton rasps and moistens with excitement. I have been looking forward to this for so long. My subordinates stand ready to receive the beast from your ship, Captain. Effect its transfer, and then we shall give you the maidens you desire. Oh yes, no problem. Even now my subordinates are bringing them up from the surface. So let's not waste time. Send that delightful beast over immediately. Captain, we are both creatures of honor. If I say that the show-fixing maidens are on their way up from the surface, then they are. You will have them shortly. Accept my word. Now please, Captain, the beast. My new child is on board. Such a big one, isn't he? And so frisky. I am delighted beyond words that you have given me the beast, Captain. But I am afraid that there has been a slight change in our plans. Regrettable but necessary. Oh, my beautiful, luscious human.